My name is Kathryn Orantek, and I'm a personal trainer here at the college. And I also teach some of the PE classes. I teach spinning and cardio kickboxing and Pilates this semester, but I've taught some other ones too. About 7 years ago, bless you, I was in that seat where you guys are at. I graduated from, well, it took me a little bit longer to do the 2-year program, but because I wasn't quite sure what I was doing. I got the 1-year certificate in that year, and in 2003, I became a certified personal trainer with National Strength and Conditioning Association, and then continued my education to get the 2-year sports and fitness management degree. But I think what I want to get across to you the most is, one, it's okay if you went in one direction and now you're going in another direction. That happens a lot. I actually started my career a long time ago as a finance major. I was a branch manager at a bank, so I had to wear a dress and a suit and heels every day. So completely different career choice than what I am doing now. And then I got married, stayed home, had my kids, and had a couple different part-time jobs. But when I decided it was time for me to go back to work, I thought, you know what? I'm going to do something that forces me to stay in shape for the rest of my life, because I just felt, as a role model, I would have to stay in shape for the rest of my life. And I'm really glad that I did. I really enjoy what I do. That's one of the best things about this position. You can go in so many different directions, and you can tailor it to what you like to do. I mostly work here at the college now, but I have done personal training on my own. And this career allows you to do that also, to kind of figure out what you like to do the most. But I would go to people's homes and personal train at their homes. They would come to my house and train at my house. I also worked at clubs. I worked at 5 Seasons before. I've done some internships with some corporate fitness facilities, and then after I was at that corporate fitness facility as an intern, I then started working for them part-time, like as a substitute and so forth. And then throughout that whole time I was going to school, and I finished my sports and fitness management degree, my associates there. And then I decided, I lost my train of thought where I was going to go with that. I don't know. Oh, get my group exercise instructor thing too. So I got my group exercise instructor certification, and I'm certified through AFA for that. And so I started, that's when I was doing some group exercise at 5 Seasons, and I was also a spinning instructor. And lo and behold, I got the opportunity to teach a class here, which was great because I love my job here. It's a fabulous job. And so I taught still at 5 Seasons for a little while I was here, but then it got to be too much trying to go back and forth and have a family and back and forth and stuff. So I said, what the heck, I'll just stay at the college. So that's what I do right now. And then they brought the 4-year degree from Akron, just the exercise science sport management one from Akron up here. So I thought, all right, buckle down, go back to school again. So I feel like I've been going to school since I was 18, so we won't tell you how many years that's been. It's been way too many. But besides like a 6-year hiatus from school, I've been going to school forever. But I did it, and I graduated in spring with my bachelor's degree in exercise science, sport management. So next thing on my list to do is to get certified to be an instructor for CPR, first aid, and safety. So that's what I'm working on right now. Does anybody have any questions? Like, what was the hardest part? I mean, I don't want to stand up here and just talk a bunch of stuff and you guys aren't even interested in it. So if you have any questions about where do you get clients from, or what other parts you can work in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, where did you get your clients from?
Well, one thing you can do is when you become certified, you become on their list of trainers in the area. So if somebody is online and looking up NSCA, they'll see, oh, here's somebody in my area. So I got a few phone calls that way. A lot of it was just word of mouth. You have to get yourself out there. My kids were in a lot of sports, so I made myself known when I was at their functions, slyly get in and talk to the dads, because it's really hard for a woman to get in cool with working with male athletes, but you know, if you sit around and you're talking to them, other kids are practicing, and you start sounding like you know what you're doing, and then sooner or later I had a lot of the parents hiring me to train their kids, and just other word of mouth, you know, and when I would be at other facilities teaching, you know, do you do this on your side? Yes, I do, and they would come to my house or I'd go to theirs.
Where did you go for group fitness instructor? You went to Akron?
No, I did that here. I got, you know, took the class for group exercise prep here, and then I did a workshop through AFA, and actually AFA came here for that workshop, and I did it here. In April.
Another question. Now, you said you kind of like customize your own program. I mean, how do you know where to go? You know, because like say I have an idea of what I want to do. Did you just research it, or you ask other people?
A lot of it was through just the classes that I took here. You'll meet a lot of people like me that are working at other places, and then when it comes time to do your internship, a lot of, you know, and I won't say a lot of people, some people chose kind of, you know, when they did their internship, just make it quick, simple, I want to get it done, I want to get it over with. I tried to make it to where, okay, I want to get out there, and I want to see what I can do, and what I like and what I don't like. So it took a little bit of effort on my part, but I actually called places and said, hey, I have to do this internship, and do you do interns, you know, do you hire interns? How does it work? Do you pay, do you not pay, that kind of stuff. And so I went to different places to intern. I didn't just, you know, do one place, which is great because then you get your name out there. Did you have a question?
Oh, yeah, you said you had people come to your house sometimes. What usually would you pick up as kind of as equipment at home for them to train on?
I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. I got from a friend of a friend an entire Smith machine and all kinds of dumbbells and Olympic bars and stuff at my home from work that my husband did for somebody else. So they were getting rid of it, and it's very heavy duty. But if I were to do it without having all of that equipment, I would just keep it really simple. And it depends on your client. You know, obviously if you've got somebody that needs to be benching 200 or more pounds, this probably wouldn't work. But I just had a step, or I would have a step with some risers to use as a bench, some physio balls, a couple medicine balls, some dumbbells, maybe some bands and tubes. You know, try to keep it as inexpensive as possible on your part until you start making money to where you can buy more. But yeah, I mean, invest just as little as possible. But you know, and as you go along in here and you learn different exercises, you get more creative on ways to do things. I mean, you can do a wonderful workout with somebody just with their own body weight. So you just get really good at becoming really creative at it.
Explain what a typical shift in the fitness center. Matt told us about opening, but in addition to sort of greeting people, what you do as a fitness center instructor.
When we're in there, a lot of times when I work, I'm not opening or closing, so I'm just in there. And it does include a little bit of, you know, cleaning, maintenance type of stuff like that. Not a whole lot of it. Checking the equipment, making sure that it's working properly and there's no torn cables. That's part of the daily thing that you have to do at any gym that you work at or any fitness center that you work at. But here at the college, we monitor the students going through the FitLink system and making sure that they're doing everything properly. And I guess it's not different than any other fitness center that you go to. You go around and you mingle and you try to, you know, that's fine line of people that don't want to be bothered when they're working out and the people that are there and they love to chit-chat. So you try to find that fine line. And one of the things that I found works the most, because you're going to see a lot of people out there that have bad form, that aren't lifting properly, is I'll approach it in, hey, do you mind if I show you a way that, or I'll ask them, you know, can I ask you what your goal with that exercise is, or what muscle are you trying to target when you do that exercise? Kind of go in with a curious, like maybe they're going to teach me something, you know, hey, can you tell me what muscle you're trying to work when you do that exercise? You know, so I don't sound like I'm coming down on them. And then they'll tell me and I'll say, well, hey, do you know, can I show you something where you might get better results from it? And so that kind of works a little bit better. But we do a lot of that where we're just going around checking people's form, making sure the right TV stations are on for the people, and checking people in and out. But you have to be, I think, a lot of people at fitness centers, it's hard for them to get out on the floor and be approachable, and you have to get comfortable with that. And, if you find little quirky things to say to people, that becomes a little bit easier to do. And when I worked at other gyms, again, it's even a little bit harder because here we're an educational facility, so you feel like you're a little bit more on standing ground, that you can back it up, that I'm here to teach you. When you're in other facilities and you have people that, don't talk to me at all, I know what I'm doing, don't talk to me, it can be a little bit trickier. So you just have to get to know people a little bit first until it's where they can trust you. Anything else? Sure.
You said you have an Alpha, and what level of national certification you have?
National Strength and Conditioning Association, which is NSCA. So, yes, I'm certified spinning instructor. I'm certified T-bow instructor now, which is a new, really cool piece of equipment. And is there anything else that I'm certified?
Spinning with Mad Dog?
Spinning with Mad Dog.
I have a question.
Sure.
When you took your test for the 2 certifications, were they really hard? Because the other guy who came in here, he was saying that one was hard and the other one was easier. So
Pretty much the same. Yeah, NSCA, a little bit more difficult. There's a lot of program design on there. But what's nice about it is you can get the study materials, and if you go over the study materials, that's pretty much what's on the test. And the other thing that's really nice about that one is, it's all multiple choice. And so you're going, it's always that you can eliminate the first 2, half of them with no problem, and then you're stuck with those 2. And my thing is I'm very detail-oriented, and they would give you an idea of, like, you've got this 16-year-old who is just coming back from the season last year after a rotator cuff injury, and he's going to be a discus thrower or whatever. So what program are you going to design for him? Well, I'm like, I need more info. Did he do it before? How long did he do it before? What was his injury? How long was he out, in physical therapy? So anyways, what they give you the opportunity to do is to explain yourself at the end. So if you chose one and you were kind of unsure, at the end you can explain yourself. But I went through the test, answered everything that I knew right off the bat. Those ones that I was like, on, I saved those to the end. Then I did all of those. And then I went and I answered, like, what my reasoning was behind them. But they do give you the study material, so it's not so bad. And this course really prepares you for it. The functional anatomy, the A&Ps, Doug's exercise phys, they really prepare you for those tests really well. Anything else? You're welcome. Thanks for having me.